So one good thing about having my underground research lab and a cleric is that I don't have to farm endermen. For just one emerald I can get an ender pearl. So what I've done is I've taken some of my extra blaze that I had in my brewing stand out and I've converted a couple ender eyes. I have not found a patrol yet, so I haven't been able to trigger a raid and do a raid defense, although I do have my sweetberry field set up above the village. This is where all the raiders will go when they come. I just haven't had an opportunity to do a raid defense in this particular World E yet. But as you can see, I've finished all the local terraforming. I've got flat land in all directions now, and a grid pattern of torches laid out. That restricts mob generation. So what I'm going to do is I've converted 2 of the ender pearls to eyes. Just going to go into a clear area here, and I'm going to do a test toss. So I'm currently facing west. I'll do a toss and see where it goes. Okay, so both of them went almost straight north. A little bit off. So I'm actually on a parallel with the dungeon. I'll go over here and see if it still flies straight or if it goes a little bit easterly now. Straight south, or straight north. Which makes it easy to find it, because on diagonals it would be much more difficult. So I'm at negative 247. And unless I go in water, I can't get too much more. Let's just see. I think I got enough daylight. What I want to do is just test my theory. If that's straight north, if I keep working my way east, I should get a little bit of a westerly toss in here. Still pretty straight north. Not bad though. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm waiting for a patrol group to show up on the surface so I can eliminate it and trigger a raid, and get the hero of the village achievement for this particular world, I'm going to go back down into my mine and start tunneling northward. And what I'll do is I'll use these ender eyes. Probably go about 1,000 squares and throw another one and see if it starts to drift off the north tangent to see if I got to do a correction. I've actually been mining for cobblestone and looking for gold to make my golden apples. I haven't come across a mine shaft yet with the chests, and a lot of times you can find golden apples in those chests, but I haven't come across a mine shaft yet, so I've been converting red apples with gold bars. And as you can see, I've already started a mine shaft, working my way northward. So I'll just continue this. I don't know what will happen if I throw it underground. Yeah, so that one actually drifted and now I've lost one. I won't be able to recover that one. I forgot about that. Throwing them in the shaft, you end up losing it. But that's okay. Ender pearls are easy to get when you have a cleric, so I'm not too worried about that. But that's actually, so I'll go to the end of my shaft and then I'll throw it again, and if, of course, when it starts to turn and facing westerly, that's when I'll start tunneling westward, and I should be able to strike the, usually those dungeons that hold the end portal are quite large. So as soon as I come across stone brick or mossy stone brick or cracked stone brick, I'll know that I found it, and I can then enter the dungeon and try to locate that altar just by a manual search of all the routes. So it took me 15 ender pearls, or ender eyes, to find the dungeon. It's been mixed up with an underground mine shaft. It's been very complicated to navigate. But ultimately, just down here, on this shaft, I was able to find the end portal. So I destroyed the cage that spawns the, I think they're silverfish. I can't remember what they call them, but those little guys that come out of the rock. There was one ender eye in place. I had to go make 11 more to open the portal. I haven't gone in yet, of course, because with me playing hardcore mode, I got to get fully prepped before I actually go in there. But after I destroyed the cage, I built a ladder down to a mine shaft and then connected it to the tunneling that I was doing. It actually was not too far off from my original toss at -247. The cage that spawns the silverfish was actually at 248. So it was almost straight north from one of my first tosses. So looking southward, I came in from this angle here. And what I did is I connected my tunnels together. Now that I found it, I made it, it's just a much more direct route to get to the end portal. I tunneled up underneath after I knew what position that was in. And you can see, this is just a short ride to a turn. This is actually one of the easier dungeons I've had to find. Especially with that first toss I made up on the surface and it being almost straight north, it really made it easier to find. Up here at this corner, it's just a straight south shot right to my cellar. It's a long ways, 1900, but my cellar's at -500. So that's it. I got my end portal done. Now I just got to get the buff for Hero of the Village. Gonna focus on doing that now.